Hi there, my name is Jordan Wright. I'm excited to be here with this group. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Unbill, and my business partner Scott Weiner is also here, our head of operations. In fall of 2014, I met Josh. Josh was living in a roommate situation with his friend Joseph, and due to a couple of disagreements about how the bills should be done, the month after Joseph moved out, he still owed Josh money. Josh got stiffed $50. We probably all experienced that in some way, shape, or form in college when we had roommates. And so we looked at the solutions that were out there and what we could do to potentially solve those solutions. Most of the solutions we saw were pretty antiquated, built on technology built 10 or 20 years ago, and we felt like there was something new needed for bill pay, especially in the roommate situation, and we saw even better opportunities outside of roommates. So I'll get started with the demo of Unbill now. This is part of our announcement for today. Great. So you can see here, I have a few bills that are going to be paid. Upcoming bills, one of the nice things we can do is know about bills weeks before they come out. So I can go ahead and search for a cell phone provider here. When I come and enter my cell phone provider, I can put in my username and password. This is the username and password that I would use to log into T-Mobile if I were going to their website. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to link this account. What's happening is right now, it's actually trying my username and password in real time on T-Mobile's website, and it's making sure that I'm a legitimate user to the T-Mobile website. As you can see, it's brought in my balance, how much I owe, and my next due date. So one of the things that we're doing here is that we're getting a bunch of data about this user. We're getting a lot of historical data, but also the important data for them, which is how much you owe and when will it be. I'm going to hit pay later, tell it to pay it a couple days before my due date, good to go. Now, you can see it's due on September 23rd, that's great. One of the really cool things we allow for, in addition to this, is for me to split this bill with a roommate. So I come in here, I've already set up a roommate group, I split it with this roommate who happens to be my wonderful wife, and she'll kindly accept that, I'm sure. So I can manage my roommate group here, add more roommates, remove roommates. But then also, once I have everything set up here, it will automatically pay my bills for me. You can see my amount went down to $113 from $226. So that's the background for our exciting announcement here for Finovate. We have had this technology running for about a year and a half, and we have thousands of users doing bill pay via our service. For the last 6 months, we've been working with several interesting companies to build out our API, which is our announcement for today. So all of this functionality that you can see inside of Unbill will be available via a white label API that anybody can use to build this functionality into your system. So the way most bill pay works today is that you tell your bill pay from your bank, no offense here, that I want to pay $200, $226 to T-Mobile, and that's due on the 23rd, so please send it on that date, and then they get it paid. What we're doing is we actually get the amount due, we can collect when it's due, and we can make that payment for you automatically. And people pay us to do that, which is exciting because we also offer a revenue share with our white label program. I'm going to go ahead and show an example of one other company. In the last 6 months, we've worked with 30 different apps and companies to integrate this solution into their product. We believe there's a lot of really neat opportunities here. So this is a white label app that's handed out to property management companies. And so if I'm a property manager, I give this app to my residents for them to get local deals and other sorts of things. When I go into home, before, they did not have the ability to pay rent through their application because it's very complicated to work with property management software to do this sort of stuff, to report rent. And they also didn't have the ability for their residents to pay their bills. So if you jump into rent here, you see the username and password just like we had at the T-Mobile website. Person puts in their username and password, and right away we check it on the actual resident portal for the user. We go in, get how much they owe, when the due date is, and we pull some of their past bill information. In addition to that, now their residents can go in and pay any one of their bills right here. Ironically, Netflix is one of the most commonly split bills we have. It's $9 or whatever it is, but you'll find that if somebody's using a single account, they like to split it up between each other. So some of the companies that we're working with on this solution include real estate tech companies, but also some financial services companies. So we're working with a mobile bank to be able to provide their customers with this sort of bill pay experience, which we believe is the next generation of bill pay. No longer will we have to work through antiquated systems to get your payments sent. There are issues having to deal with that. I just heard somebody today was telling me about how their last bill pay didn't work through their bank. We can go directly through the provider's website. Now, websites change and all that sort of stuff, but we essentially turn their website into an API for ourselves that we can continue to utilize to be able to pull information from that consumer's account. We can also do really interesting things because all of this data is now available to whoever wants to work with us on our API. So we're talking with one company right now about doing things like your utility bill went down by $30 this month. Consider spending the same amount and putting that $30 towards your retirement or putting it towards your savings or things like that. And we can begin to be much smarter about doing other things like, hey, your T-Mobile bill is this, and other people typically spend on average this. We also have all the data about all their expenses and how much usage they're going through in their plan. So we make recommendations to them like, you should consider downgrading your plan to save you money. All of these things are things that we're doing at Unbill. We are really excited to be here and excited about the API. Our offer to those here at Finovate is if you come and talk to us here at this event, we will give you 20 hours of design and development time, which should be enough. In most cases, it's been enough to integrate the Unbill product into your mobile application or website. It does either one. We're happy to be here, and we're excited to work with you guys. Thanks.